Hello everyone, this is Brady. Today's tutorial is about the preset called Array on Curves. It's not just for arraying instances along a curve. More importantly, it allows instances to keep flowing along the curve. The core concept is based on the sample curve node, which I've discussed in an older tutorial. Today, I will just focus on how to use it. The usage is quite simple. When you have a curve, just connect array on curves of it. It will add points to your curve based on your count setting. You can turn on the show curves toggle for a better preview to make sure the points are being generated on curves as expected. The panel also includes options to change the point size in this preview. By adjusting the offsets, you can make the points to flow along the curve. Note that I've added a decimal shift control to scale these offsets, specifically to slow it down. By default, an offset value around 0 to 10 will complete one full cycle along the curve. You can also use the drop-down to select a loop mode, either loop at the start and the end, or loop just one side. Here, let's switch to a new example. You will see how it works with multiple curves too. However, you may notice that since each curve needs to complete a full cycle from 0 to 10, longer curves will move faster. This speed difference might not be ideal, especially if you have lots of curves with different lengths. To fix it, you can enable this uniform offset so all curves animate at the same rate. You can still randomize the rate externally if needed. Once you understand the basic functionality, you will likely want to instance something using this array, such as with instance on points. Here I'm instancing Suzanne on a spiral curve. I've already provided a default rotation so that she turns along the curves. If you are not happy with the rotation, you can rotate the rotation on the local axis. Since the rotation is based on the normal and the tangent of the curve, in extreme cases, you may want to use set curve tilt or overwrite the normal manually with set curve normal. Other outputs are common ones you'd expect when working with curves. I find them useful, so I exposed them. One very important feature is the parameter output. You can change the instance scale using this parameter. The parameter goes from 0 to 1 from start to the end of a curve. So you can map it to look like a basic particle system with birth and the death effects. You can also sample additional parameters depending on your needs. Due to various reasons in design, I'm only exposing one additional input slot for now. In this case, I'm generating different color for each curve instance, and thus the point array on the relevant curve is sharing the corresponding color. You can do additional sampling outside the presets, but I hope it's not needed, so I'll just skip this part. Finally, by default, all points are placed at equal distance along the curve, but you can choose to use a custom parameter to control how they are distributed. Since this parameter goes from 0 to 1 from start to the end, one of the easiest methods is to just use a random value node. It already outputs value from 0 to 1 by default and helps you to randomize the distribution. Of course, there are other more advanced methods as well, but I will just skip them. That's basically everything about the features and the functionality of this preset. I'm not yet sure how future developments will affect its design, and if possible, I plan to add some more functionality. For example, this node should no longer restrict itself by using the count method. But anyway, I will probably discuss it on a later date. At the end, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll probably see you next time. Bye bye.